Welcome back to all our viewers. Welcome back, Paras. 5 out of 5. I have, I'm short of words to say about your prediction and a completely one-sided win for Delhi. You would say
Yes, Yash. Fantastic performance by the Delhi boys. One-sided, yes, because they always had a mental edge above the opposition, and a good batting practice session for the lower order.
absolutely. That sounds a bit rude, but it was that way. Mohammad Shami, Meredith, Jai Richardson, all were clueless today as to where to bowl, how to bowl. They used the slower ones, like we spoke, like the variations, but it was completely, off target, and you could see it on Shami's face that he had literally given up in the last over when he bowled those two no balls. What do you have to say about that, Paras?
Yash, majorly a big part to play today was, for the fast bowlers, the dew was also a big problem. I've
Absolutely.
seen every bowler, every fielder having a towel, trying to dry the ball. Once the seam of a cricket ball, a season ball, gets drenched, it's very difficult to bowl, firstly. And it totally eradicates the cutters and the bilateral movement from the
Absolutely.
pitch. So it was easy peasy for the Delhi batsmen.
Absolutely, Paras, you're absolutely right because I also saw the match and there was a lot of dew. You could see
Yeah.
constantly the bowlers, trying to use the, towels and trying to wipe the seam and make sure that it becomes dry, but not possible. Also, the pitch, the Wankhede pitch playing its, a major part in that. The pitch is completely flat, bat coming onto the ball coming onto the bat, and easy pickings for everyone, all the batsmen. But speaking of batting, what do you have to say about Shikhar Dhawan? He's now the orange cap holder currently after 3 games, becoming the top scorer. What do you have to say about Shikhar's blistering innings?
Apart from Shikhar's celebrations after he holds on to a catch, his batting is an absolute treat to watch. All the shots that he's played were as per the merit of the ball. He's taken every bowler apart today, especially the square cut that he's played today throughout was
Yeah,
fantastic. Everything was scorched right from the ground onwards, and very few aerial shots were paid by him. And also, he supported the other cricketers around them. And I heard him. I've seen him speak to other batsmen as well, as in when a wicket fell, on whom to play and how to play.
absolutely. And the Punjab bowlers as well, like I mentioned earlier, they were clueless, and the areas at which they bowled that was not right on this pitch, absolutely off track. So what do you have to say about the bowling and the thinking behind that, and how much do the coaching staff have to rectify those mistakes? And coming the next game, they have a very big game ahead of them because they've lost two on the trot. How do you think they would
Yes.
approach from now?
See, Yash, the bench strength and the support staff, all of them were on the ground in the second strategic timeout.
Yeah,
There were approximately 25 people on the floor, apart from the team, trying to talk how to move forward and try winning this contest. Uh,
yeah,
a big, big, uh, uh, a big point to note here is even KL Rahul was clueless. There
absolutely.
weren't any strategies in plan, and he did try a bet with Huda when Huda almost got Dhawan out. Well, that would have been a master stroke if Dhawan would have dragged the ball onto the stumps, but it didn't happen. And suppose then it was just the monotonous lineup that they had onto every bowler gets 6 balls, try do your best, and if you get a wicket, well and good.
Absolutely, and you are absolutely right about that, Paras, because KL Rahul couldn't do much behind the stumps. I was just looking at him. He was like, what can I do? What more do you want me to do? I'm giving the bowlers the chance to prove themselves, but over and over, the Punjab bowling has let them down. And it's really sad to see such a great batting lineup and such amazing talent in the bowling department as well, but failing to click and bang, cash on the time when it is required. So a big worrisome point for the Punjab camp.
Yeah,
Now
you know,
moving on to
Yash, just
yeah,
one more point. When we talk about the chemistry of these bowlers, that sync was in there. Though there was no bowler who was supporting the other from one end. So even that led to a lot of runs leaking, and every individual had their own plans, which didn't work at the end.
absolutely. But there was a little bit of positive in this. That was Arshdeep. Yet again, he bowled really well. He went for a few runs, I think, but he still overall he was really good. There were a lot of good comments that the commentators were also giving him, and the fact that he's young, he doesn't think too much. I think that's the basic and the most important thing when you're playing against such a, playing on this pitch and against such opposition. It's really to keep your head clear and just focus on what you want to do in those 22 yards and the next ball. That's the most important thing. That's what I think. What do you have to say about his performance, Paras?
Well, about Arshdeep, he sticks on to the basics, which I like. With the new ball, he swings the ball in, angles the ball outwards, and then rolls back to his cutters and yorkers. That's his armory, and he also bowls a sharp bouncer. He clocks anywhere in between 130, 135, which is a big asset, and he does the basics right. When it comes to other bowlers, I mean, what did Meredith do today? It was quite shocking. Again, he thought he's playing in Australia, but given a set batsman and you bowling the same length, which is a half tracker, irrespective it's 140, 145, you're going to be picked for runs. So a lot
Absolutely.
of learning for the yeah, the overseas
Hmm.
players as well.
That's actually very true. There's a lot to learn for both teams. Now, speaking of the Delhi Capitals, there were a lot of positives in this team as well. But do you think they would change their approach now as they go on to forward in the tournament? Because next they are going to play the Mumbai Indians at the Chidambaram Stadium in Chennai. So the pitch is going to be different. The oppositions are far more skilled, I must say, in all departments with a deep batting
True.
lineup and a good bowling lineup as well. So what do you have
True.
to say? How would their approach be against the Mumbai Indians?
With regards to the Chennai pitch, it's not going to suit the Punjab batting lineup. They like the ball coming onto the bat, and they're going to get quite the opposite of that in Chennai. And Mumbai has played all their matches in Chennai as of now. So, basically, they're very well adapted. And when you spoke about, both the bowlers adjusting the line and length, at this level, it's right up there at the international stage. This is the biggest T20 league on the planet, and you're expected to do
Absolutely.
as per the conditions. And given the Chennai pitch, it will suit the likes of Arshdeep, even Kadiappa. But talking about Meredith, that pace of his didn't work on a fast pitch. Let alone now he's going to go and play on a slower track. So he a lot of learning is pending as per for him.
Next match Mumbai is playing is Delhi Capitals, in fact. So I would want to know, how would Delhi go about this? Punjab will be playing the Hyderabad team, same at Chennai, but
Yeah.
Hyderabad is a different opposition with a different mentality at the moment. So Punjab have a little bit of an upper hand, I would say, because Hyderabad have lost three on the trot, but nothing less, they are a very good side, nevertheless. But speaking of Delhi Capitals against Mumbai Indians, you think Delhi will make any changes in their playing 11, or will they go with the same playing 11 in the different pitch?
They'll stick to the same lineup, Yash. This by far is a very good unit. And apart from that one change, I would actually bring in
Lukman Meriwala.
Rahane. I would bring in Rahane
Okay.
in the place for Lalit, and then I
Oh,
think my team is ready.
oh, that's an interesting choice actually because Lukman Meriwala has got a chance ahead of Umesh Yadav and Ishant Sharma. So they've gone for the inexperience of Lukman, the raw talent of him, and not the experience of Umesh Yadav. That was a bit surprising to me, but nevertheless
Yeah.
they got the result that they wanted, and that's the most important part. The scorecard here is pretty easy win for Delhi Capitals. They won with an over to spare, a couple of overs to spare. In fact, that would really boost their net run rate, and Punjab it added to their misery. So a lot to think about for the Punjab camp. Now, moving on to the next game that we have tomorrow is the Rajasthan Royals taking on the Chennai Super Kings at the Wankhede Stadium. It's one of the best match because two brilliant teams. Rajasthan having a very good win under their belt. Chris Morris coming in form finally, what we all
Yes.
wanted, and Chennai, the daddies. What do you have to say about this match?
Sorry, Yash. I think again a fantastic contest. Both teams have won the previous encounters. And talking about Chennai, they've got a point to prove. And the bowling attack for Chennai has not been at its best. Best come best, they clock 134, 130, which in today's times is termed as gentle medium.
Yes.
And given Ben Stokes also being out, Even RR has a lot to think as what is going to be the batting lineup like. Dhoni's men are here to win it, as per the last couple of matches, and Rajasthan has also got a very big point to prove.
Absolutely, a very big point to prove for both these teams as Chennai are coming back, in Mumbai. They're playing in India again. Last IPL wasn't good, as we all know, and this year they've got a big point to prove, definitely. So it's going to be an interesting match tomorrow, and we had a great match today as well. A one-sided win, although for Delhi, an easy win, and you were right, 5 out of 5. I should mention again. You're getting good at this, Paras. So
I think
yeah.
I should start playing the lottery.
Absolutely. So I'll see you tomorrow, Paras. A big game tomorrow. Rajasthan taking on Chennai. The first year's finalist, the DLF IPL finalist, if I remember correctly. Rajasthan had beaten Chennai. So it's going to be an interesting game.
Yes.
Dhoni is
Yes.
the one who has still been playing the same team, and he's been, the one player who might be playing in that
He's got
team.
the number one mentioned on his cap. If anyone's to be reminded, he is the first for Chennai.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, Paras. It was a
But
great day today. And thank you to all our viewers. Have a good night.